Bind and fly drone manufacturers have a secret problem, and that is, if you read the letter of the law since 2024 in the EU and since January 2026 in the UK, any new model of drone or model aircraft placed on the market must comply with the class identification requirements C0 to C6 in the EU or UK0 to UK6 in the UK. Now, there is some confusion around this because there are the rules for the pilot registration and what the pilot is required to comply with. For example, the drone code shows under 100 grams without a camera does not need a class label, but this information is for the pilot and not manufacturer. Underneath that, the drone code then states any new model of drone or model aircraft placed on the market from the 1st of January 2026 must have a UK class mark. So we can then go to the separate legislation for manufacturers with the catchy title UK Regulation brackets EU 2019/945 Article 6 that states, when placing their product on the market, manufacturers shall ensure that it has been designed and manufactured in compliance with the requirements set out in parts 1 to 6, 16 and 17 of the Annex. It goes on to say, manufacturers shall draw up a declaration of conformity and affix the UK marking. Now, Iflight Europe have taken this seriously by releasing its Nazgul F5 Evoque V3 5-inch bind and fly with a C4/UK4 rating on their European store. And I have it here. It's got a sticker with a 4 on it on the bottom of the quad. And they are planning for 5 of their other models to have it as well. Now, when the law states shall ensure, it can be interpreted as class labels are mandatory. And because the Nazgul F5 Evoque V3 is fully assembled and placed on the retail market as a commercial product, Iflight believe they cannot sell it without carrying out a conformity assessment and sticking the C4/UK4 label on the drone. Which is crazy, really, because the cost and paperwork involved in doing this is ridiculous, and the actual wording is not for me or you to understand. It needs a lawyer. Which begs the question, why is everyone else seemingly not doing this, at least yet? And I think it really comes down to the interpretation of these laws. For example, Article 2, paragraph 4b states, this regulation does not apply to a UAS with a maximum takeoff mass of less than 100 grams. So that at least rules out the majority of tiny whoops. Now, can you define a bind and fly model, or plug and fly model for that matter, as a UAS? Because these class labels are all for a UAS, and it defines in Article 3.3, unmanned aircraft system, UAS, means an unmanned aircraft and the equipment to control it remotely. It doesn't say or the equipment to control it remotely, which suggests that a UAS means the model and the controller. But you could also interpret this as an unmanned aircraft system, UAS, means an unmanned aircraft and the equipment to control it remotely. Two separate things. The problem for manufacturers is it does not say clearly a UAS is a complete aircraft or a complete UAS package, or a ready-to-fly drone. It does not say, except for a bind and fly model, except for a plug and fly model. It simply puts everything under the heading of a product, and a bind and fly could be viewed as a product. If another manufacturer defines what they are selling is actually a spare part or an incomplete assembly rather than a product, because it does not include a radio or battery, they could argue that it does not meet the legal definition of a single ready-to-assemble kit. Article 3, definition 22 says, privately built UAS means a UAS assembled or manufactured for the builder's own use, not including UAS assembled from sets of parts placed on the market by the manufacturer as a single ready-to-assemble kit. So from that wording, if it's a single ready-to-assemble kit, it's not privately built. It needs a label. The counter-argument to that is manufacturers could say that a bind and fly drone is not a ready-to-assemble kit because it's not ready to fly. It's missing critical system components, the transmitter and the battery, that are required to make it work. Therefore, you could argue that it's just a collection of replacement parts and not a kit, putting the legal burden of manufacturing onto you, the pilot, when you add the missing pieces. And it should be said, self-built drones don't need a classification at all. So you can buy parts off stores, build your own, and have no problems whatsoever. This is just so that they can sell you a bind and fly, a ready to fly drone, or even a plug and fly drone, because there's nowhere in the legislation that says, oh well, if it's missing a receiver, then it's not a product. It really is a mess. Also, legacy drones manufactured before these dates in 2024 and 2026 doesn't need one either. It's just new models. So Iflight's view seems to be, if it's a drone product, Article 3.1, we must label it. Other manufacturers' view might be it's not a ready-to-assemble kit, Article 3.22, because it's missing the radio. It's an incomplete assembly. Therefore, it's privately built by the customer and we don't need to do anything. But looking at the way the legislation is phrased, I can see why Iflight don't want to take that risk. Others are also listing models as WTFPV without FPV, therefore assembly is required. It's a real mess, quite honestly. These laws are absurd, and it really all stems from DJI models that they thought would be simple to have levels of classification. But when it gets to the hobby level, it doesn't really work. Now, as a customer, you are fine. If you bought, say, a 5-inch bind and fly from anywhere in the world, or the UK or Europe, without a rating, and it made it to you, you can fly it in the A3 subcategory, or under Article 16 with the BMFA and FPV UK. It should be said that this information I'm giving you and rating is just so they can sell it to you legitimately. It's not giving you any more flying freedom. For the pilot, C4 or UK4 generally has the same flight restrictions that above 250 grams had previously. So in the UK, that's restricted to the A3 open category, far from people. You must not fly within 150 meters horizontally from residential, commercial, industrial and recreational areas. But if you join a CAA recognised association like FPV UK or the BMFA, you gain the legal right to fly your unlabelled or labelled C4/UK4 marked drones using highly relaxed model aircraft rules, and that's what I do. So I suppose the only time this could affect us is if the authorities decide that a class mark is mandatory for every bind and fly product entering the UK, at least over 100 grams, then it could potentially affect imports. Whether that actually happens is impossible to know. It's interpreting the legal jargon, and this is the grey area everyone else other than Iflight Europe is operating under. So buying the C4 or UK4 Nazgul F5 Evoque from Iflight Europe just guarantees no issues. It's a zero friction way to get it. And if you are a business looking for a bind and fly drone for professional use like this drone is capable of, and the paperwork needs to be squeaky clean, this is a way of achieving that without any building or soldering. And I do feel sorry for manufacturers like Iflight and everyone else, because this hobby is difficult enough to keep afloat these days, and Iflight is at least trying to play along with the ridiculousness. Maybe other manufacturers will jump on board at some point, especially as these sorts of restrictions and rules get tighter every year. I mean, this model will need remote ID in 2028 if you don't have BMFA or FPV UK membership, but if you do, then we should not need remote ID and will be able to fly under Article 16. My only worry is if there's extra cost in getting these labels, then will the cost of bind and flies go up? In which case, if they do, it's just better to build yourself. I want to stress this is just Iflight Europe doing this, so buying from Iflight China doesn't get you a class identification label on your model, and currently it's just the F5 Evoque V3 that has it. I think manufacturers in China will look at this and say, well, this is going to cost us a bunch of more money. Can we still ship these products without a label to the UK? Well, yes. And will we get in trouble for doing that? No, the UK authorities do not have jurisdiction to fine a business operating outside of the UK or Europe. Will the customer get in trouble? Well, no actually, just retailers if they're caught selling it on in the UK and EU territories, and the parts argument, not a UAS, not a kit, does not stand. I'll be doing a full review of the Iflight Nazgul F5 Evoque V3 separately, which you can now get on the Iflight European store. It's not a new model other than the rating it has, but it is the current one. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you appreciate Iflight taking the step to make a fully compliant, by the letter of the law, bind and fly drone, or are the laws just a load of nonsense? Thanks for watching, cheers.